lovers of occult, I'm Thea. In this episode, we want to talk about superhumans, chosen humans, and psychics that we knew in history, and they had extraordinary missions. Everyone thinks that when we say superhuman, we mean prophets and religions, but these were a small part of the chosen people. You know that the human species, as a species of Homo sapiens, is a very, very young species, and the aliens, who are much more advanced than us in technology, and they are much older than us, and the non-organic ones are also older than the aliens. Both non-organic organisms and organic organisms have been influential in this nascent species of humanity, Homo sapiens, both in terms of merging with humanity, that they transferred their own DNA, and through intercourse with human, they created a new DNA, like the Merovingian. You know the story of Christ and the intercourse of human with God, and that a species called Merovingian was created. They hide this in history. Yes, Mary and God and Christ and Mary Magdalene and Sarah, who is lost in history. Priory of John is a group that is also in Iran and protects the children of Christ in history. And they keep this secret, a secret that many do not know, and many do not want to know. And, however, most religions are strongly against this idea that non-organics have never had interbreeding with organics, but this has happened in many places in history. It has also happened to organics, aliens that have sex with humans and create generations, children who may be the children of the beyond. And there are many. For example, if we want to talk about non-organic people, maybe it would be better to call them non-organic prophets, which is Noah, Christ, and Muhammad. George Washington, President of the United States, who was a 33-level Mason. Aleister Crowley, who is known as perhaps the founder of the Satanic sect in the world. Dante Alighieri. There are many names. However, many religious schools and religions propagate all non-organic gods, such as God of Abrahamic religions, and, well, about organics. Who were the prophets of organics? Aliens who had technology far ahead of humans and came to help humans so that humans do not become extinct, like Da Vinci, like Tesla, like Nostradamus, like L. Ron Hubbard, like Kasparov. Remember that when a human travels through time, they reach more advanced organics. It reaches the future human. When a human travels in space, it reaches other worlds. It reaches non-organics. It reaches gods, demons, and angels. And this is called descensum, and it is called divination. Well, maybe each of these people needs to be introduced. For example, who was Nostradamus? That he traveled in time. What does that mean when he left poems and verses? Everyone thinks that Nostradamus is a religious icon, but it is not the case. Nostradamus traveled in time with the help of aliens and predicted future events for mankind. L. Ron Hubbard. Everyone thinks that he created the Church of Scientology. That is, the Church of Scientology is a religious thing, but he believes in the aliens and promotes the aliens in the upper levels of his own church and the big brains that will recognize him in the future. But today, mankind does not value them, and they are unknown, like Kasparov. Yes, Kasparov is a chess player, strategist. Yes, like Kurzweil, who is now the CEO of Google. He is Alphabet, and today, everyone thinks that it is Steve Jobs, whose name is known, Bill Gates, whose name is known, Zuckerberg, whose name is known, that the future will forget these names. It is the poor Javels that remain. There is a power classification of what beings are superior to organics. Non-organics are always superior to organics. We are organic. Aliens are organic. Non-organics are superior to us. Non-organics have a series of power levels within themselves. The first is psychics, the second is the masters, and the third is the slaves. Most of the angels you know, most of the summons you do, the various dukes, the goblins, are all the slaves of the non-organics. Non-organic masters are people that we have to deal with very carefully, like Lucifer, like Noragel, like Quran, which I might talk about in this episode, and psychics like Allah, like other gods. And maybe in one episode we only talk about gods. And in this world, because Allah is the best known non-organic power, people only give energy to one belief, and that is Allah. They don't know that there might be another being in that level. This was the non-organic. Exactly the same level of power exists in organics. 1_psychic, 2_master, 3_slave. All humanity, all aliens are divided into this discussion of master and slave, and that 1,000% of special people who are psychics, master and slave, control the worlds. 99% of humans are slaves without knowing it, and that 1% are masters, and that 1,000% are psychics. Psychics are people whose third eye is open and connected. They are independent of the dimension of time and free from the dimension of gravity, and they travel to other worlds. They travel to other times and bring us information. They are the prominent people of history. They are the superhumans. Many people are watching this video right now without knowing that they are a superhuman. They have been given a third eye and this pineal gland. This mass has grown in their brain, and they are in contact with the beyond. Like many of my students, at every level that I have trained students at, whether it was an introductory level, or intermediate level, or mastership level in the mastership, I teach my students to travel to the warp world. They create a vortex. The other vortex is the connection with other places. Everyone thinks that the warp world is the world of demons, angels, bots, and the only other world that exists in addition to our world. But this is not the case. There are worlds in which matter is meaningless, and it is very scary to travel to them. The same issue of master and slave that I said. All humans are either masters or slaves, or a very small percentage of us are psychic. Consider those masters and slaves. In the world right now, humans is unfortunately in a trap, in the non-organic trap, and in the time of the Mayas. We offered human sacrifices to the gods. When technology advanced and the number of humans increased, we offered blood to the beyond with wars. Every few years, there should be a war somewhere in the world, and the masters sacrifice their slaves. Think about history. Look at it. World War II, Vietnam War, Iraq, Syria, Iran, Afghanistan, now Ukraine. Many people, many slaves were offered to their masters. America has been the supreme alpha, has been a master who has shed the blood of many victims and was able to gain fame, power, and blessing from the types of gods with whom it made deals and offered these bloods to them. Now, everyone thinks that smart people follow the news. They analyze. They think that the war is between the West and the East. Russia and China are on one front, and America and Europe are on another front. But there is something else behind the curtains. America, Europe, China, and Russia are on the same front, on the mastery front, and Ukraine is a slave. 1 million people should die. They should offer their living energy to a demon named Karun, the demon of anger, the demon of fear, the demon of selfishness. And after mankind offered his sacrifice to this non-organic god, to this non-organic master, peace and blessing will be given to mankind again. Yes, a person looks and sees NATO. He sees, for example, the communist alliance against democracy, but there is something else behind the curtain. Behind the curtain is the captivity of humans in a bondage of gods and masters. And yes, this content is scary. This content is painful, and I hope it's a wake-up call for people who really need to find their own way. Right now, there might be people sitting and watching this video and not knowing that they're a chosen person. They have a very important mission, and they are still asleep and have not woken up. I hope these videos will be a nudge for the true lovers of the beyond to find their own way. Until the next episode.